How's it going, guys? Welcome to the video. Hope you guys enjoyed that quick little workout edit there. Not something super long, but hope you enjoyed it. So there'll be a lot more of those coming, so yeah. Anyway, we're going to be doing a chest workout today. Now, before we get into the actual workout, I wanted to walk you guys through 2 or 3 things that I do every time I set foot in the gym before I even grab a weight. That's going to be warming up my lower back, because the lower back is one of the most vulnerable places to injury. And the second is going to be warming up whatever muscle group I'm trying to work that day. So in this case, it's going to be the chest, and more importantly, the rotator cuffs, because we're going to be doing a lot of pressing and flying movements. And when we warm up our rotator cuffs, it's just helping us prevent injury, helping us keep them in a nice, strong, stable state so that we're able to continue pushing for as long as possible and as hard as possible. Now, as you guys were seeing there, I'm doing just a bunch of different dynamic movements to warm up my lower back to start. So I'm going through doing some things like side knees, just trying to pop my lower back, some hip thrusts, some side-to-side leg kicks laying on the ground, and then just through some dynamic stretching here. Again, all of it is focused and targeted at warming up my lower back. Because like I said, the lower back is one of the most vulnerable places that people tend to injure when they're working out. And that's mainly because they don't warm it up properly. So going through spending 5, 10, 15 minutes warming up before you start your workouts is crucial to help prevent yourself from injury and help ensure that you're going to be lifting for as long as possible. Now, something that I really like to do before my workouts is I'll take a lacrosse ball, as you can see here, and I will use this to break down any kind of knots that I have and any kind of scar tissue that I'm developing through my workouts. Basically, just loosen up stuff that I'm trying to work that day, mainly like my shoulder blades, get it right in my traps. This is really nice because I can lean into it and really dig into the muscle, especially anytime I find a spot where I'm a little bit sore and I have a knot. I'll just kind of lean into it and really work it around. And this really, I have found, has dramatically increased my injury prevention and just kind of my overall progress in the gym, because I'm able to actually push a little bit harder. I don't feel as sore when I'm starting things out, and it just has helped increase my shoulder health overall tremendously over the years. So something that I would definitely recommend everybody try if you haven't seen or heard of this before. Now, once we finish that, I get into some nice light band work to warm up my rotator cuffs and my chest. So something here is the band is very light. It's not a super high resistance or tension band, so that we're not trying to actually fatigue the muscle. We're just trying to pump some blood in there, get things loosened up, get things going, and just get things warmed up and ready to go for the workout. Now, I also normally like to take this opportunity to kind of get my mind set and get my mind ready to go. So what I like to do is focus on the contraction of each of these movements. So I'm trying to get that mind to muscle connection going before I actually start my workout. And this has helped as well tremendously over the years to, again, increase the intensity of my workouts, increase my performance in the gym, and just overall increase my enjoyment. Because when you're actually able to feel the muscle working, at least for me, I tend to find that I can get a little bit better of a pump, and overall I just feel better when I'm working out, as opposed to just going in and doing the movements and going through the motions. So this is something that I really have enjoyed over the years, is taking 5, 10, even 15, maybe 20 minutes on a bad day and just get your mind into the gym. Just leave everything else at the door. When you set foot in the gym, turn on some music, whatever you need to get your mind in the right spot. Do a little bit of warm-ups and just get yourself pumped and ready to go, because you're in the gym. It's all about you. You can do whatever you want when you're in here, and it's just really great to get your mind set before you start your workouts. At least that's what I think. And it's something that I personally believe has helped my workouts and my progress tremendously over the years. Now, once we finish our warm-up, we're going to get straight into the first movement, and this is going to be a high incline barbell bench press. So a couple things to note there is it's a high incline. So as you'll see in the next couple of clips, the bench is at about a 50-55 degree angle, so a lot higher than you might be used to. Something I like to do with this is I'll actually start off with a nice loose warm-up set so that I can get the feel for the movement, because this isn't something that I do a lot. I'll normally do this when I'm doing a bunch of pressing movements in a row, which is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to go from incline to flat to an overload flat movement. Now, with this, once you get into your working weight, you want to really focus on controlling that bar. So as you'll see, I'm coming all the way down to my chest, touch, pause, drive up as much as possible. Another thing you'll notice is my hand position is wide enough out to where when I'm coming down and I'm passing parallel with my upper arm, so when my upper arm is parallel to the ground, I'm creating a 90-degree angle between my forearm and my bicep. It might be a little bit hard to see in this angle, but it was a little easier to see in the last angle, so rewind if you missed it. So that's kind of the hand position that I want you guys to take, is just far enough out to where when you're hitting that parallel with your upper arms to the floor, you're at 90 degrees with your forearms to your biceps. Hopefully that makes sense. Like I said, rewind the video a little bit and look at the last clip so you can get an idea. But on this one, you can really see how high that angle is. And on this, we're doing 4 sets of 5 to 8 reps. So we're going a little bit heavier, really trying to focus on hitting those reps. And again, just really trying to squeeze and contract that chest as much as possible. So this is a great movement to start out with. A lot of people tend to neglect their upper chest. They'll jump straight into a flat bench and they'll get a great lower chest, but they will have like this super flat, puny upper chest. So that's why I like to start off with more incline or upper chest based movements for my workouts. Hit them while you're strong. Now, once we finish that, we're gonna move into a flat barbell bench press. On this, start off with one warm-up set because it's gonna feel a little funky after coming off of such a high incline. I normally feel like I'm almost on a decline after I come off an incline. So it takes about 1 set to kind of get into the movement before I can start going into some more heavier weight. Couple things to note on this. I want you to really focus on keeping your lower back arched as much as possible. Now you don't need to keep it as arched as I have it on this shot here. I actually have a little bit too much of an arch. I'm working on kind of reducing that, but I find that when I go heavier, it's just kind of something that I have a hard time controlling. So it's something that I'm working on as well. So that's kind of something I want you guys to focus on. Now for the flat, we were doing 3 sets of 5 to 6 or 8 reps, whatever you guys can manage. So really focus on getting those reps. Then, once we finish that, we're gonna do an overload movement. Now what this is it's, for me, I'm using a slingshot. So if you haven't heard of a slingshot, I'll link it down below in the description. But basically, it's a way of pushing past your failing point. So what it does is it makes the bottom portion of the movement really easy, and it kind of lets you rebound off of the bottom portion. And then as you come up, it'll make the movement a little bit harder. So normally with 225 on a flat bench, even just starting out as my first movement, I can get maybe 2, 3, 4 reps on a really good day. But with this, I'm able to actually go and rep out between 5, 8, 10 reps for multiple sets with 225, and what it's going to do is it's really going to help to just overload the muscle because you're going a little bit heavier than you normally can, and you're just kind of working the muscle a little bit differently as opposed to doing your standard reps. So that's something that I've definitely used a lot over the years, and it's helped me increase my bench tremendously. But if you can't do that, something that I want you to try instead is just grab a spotter, have them help you up with a couple reps, and just try and do like some reps past failure. So go to your sticking point and then have them help you and assist you through like 2 or 3 more reps, because I know a lot of people don't have those slingshots and things like that. So it's alright if you don't. Try and do as much as you can. Once we finish with that, we're going to move into a little bit more of an advanced movement here. This is an over-exaggerated dumbbell fly. So something you can see here, and unfortunately I didn't get a great angle on it, but I'm actually standing up pretty high on the bench to where my shoulders are basically hanging off the top of the bench here. It's at a pretty high incline, similar to what we were doing on our flat or on our incline bench earlier, and then I'm just kind of sitting all the way up on it as much as I can. I'm not actually sitting on the bench. My butt is like a foot off of the seat. So what that's going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to get an over-exaggerated range of motion. Now this is something that I really love because I can really stretch and open up my chest muscles out at the bottom of the movement. I don't remember where I saw this. I think it was like from Mike O'Hearn or something like that. But this is a really great movement to just focus on stretching the muscle fibers in the chest out as much as possible. Definitely would recommend starting out light, because this is, like I said, a fairly advanced movement, but when you get it right, it feels really good. So we're gonna do that for 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Try not to go too close to failure. Just keep the muscles working, because you don't wanna go too close to failure on that one, or you don't wanna push past failure without a spot. Once we finish that, we're gonna move into some standard dips. Nothing too extraordinary about this. Focus on keeping your chest up as much as possible so that you can really target that chest. And we're just gonna do 3 sets of an AMRAP. So as many reps as you can possibly get until you hit failure. Now, once we finish with that, we are getting into our last exercise. This is going to be a single arm isolateral cable cross. As you can see here, basically what that means is it's a fancy way of saying it's a single arm cable fly. But what I'm doing specifically with this movement is I am coming from bottom to top. And this is, again, focusing on that upper chest. A lot of people, as I said, neglect their upper chest. They'll do all kinds of flat pressing movements, flat flies, things like that, because they can move a lot more weight as opposed to going for that upper chest where you can't move as much weight. So I like to do this to really fill up the muscle as much as possible, finish burning it out at the end of a workout. And this is just a great movement to kind of cement each side individually and focus on each one individually, as opposed to when you're doing a regular cable fly. I find that it helps me kind of connect with the muscle, get a little better contraction, and really just force that extra pump into it at the end of a workout. So something to really focus on with this movement is make sure that your arm and your hand stay in line with the cable as much as possible throughout the entire range of motion. This is gonna help prevent injury by keeping your shoulder in a nice, safe position. That's gonna be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to smash that like button. Definitely helps out, helps the channel keep growing. If you guys aren't subscribed, subscribe, because we got great videos like this coming out all the time. Also gonna start doing some tech reviews, video editing tutorials, things like that. So keep an eye out for those on the horizon. But, as I said, hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.